Okay, so I'm making this video to show off how I play ZvT. This is a Masters League game on Korea. I am the Red Zerg, the barcode, and I'm playing against this Terran. Terrans typically have been doing this build recently on the Korean ladder, and I'm sure it's going to become popular in the next month or so. I saw Flash doing it on his stream the other day. So I want to highlight this game specifically because it shows off the initial build, which is a pressure build, and also shows off how I go out through the game, like what my build is. So I guess I'll break it down like from the basics to all the way to the advanced stuff, so you can just ignore stuff that you already know. But I'm doing 15 hatchery every game. 15 hatchery. 16 pool. The pool always goes behind your mirror line against Terran to wall off against Reapers. Makes it harder for the Reaper to go around your base. So say if he sends his Reaper this way, and you have a wall off right here, he's forced to go this way or this way out. So if your queen's going from this way, he's forced to go into your queens instead of going around your base like this. Also, if you attack drones, like attack with your drones right here, so it makes this little choke and this a choke. Just force them out this one way. Secondly, take a 17 gas every game. I do 15, 16, 17 versus Terran. That way I get my speed in appropriate time. Actually missing a guy in gas, but it doesn't really matter. Overlord position, it changes per map. But on this map, you want your first overlord to go directly across, then up. The reason you want to go up is so you can poke in and see. Let me pause this. You can see their builds. And if I want to, I can poke in and see this gas, or I can scout around 6 minutes and tell what's happening. So this is my vision. I see his racks. I see this. I see the factory being built. So I see when they switch. I see where the racks goes. And basically, I have full vision. And from his vision, he can see it, but he's not supposed to. It's actually too far in. Normally, your overlord has a farther range than the Terran, so sometimes you can poke in and be able to see shit, but you're not supposed to be able to see it. The second overlord initially starts off, so my initial rally, it goes like this on this map to check for Proxy Reaper here, it comes back here, sits here for a second, and it goes directly across the map to check for a third. Every map obviously is different for that, but I use my second overlord to always check for proxy locations. This game in particular, I saw an STV come across, so I didn't bother checking up here, but if I didn't see the STV, I would have. Alright, let's continue. So, I get 2 queens, I stop mining gas at 100, get link speed, and I continue production of queens out of this one hatchery for a while, until I have 5 queens total, 1 for each base, and 3 crease spreading. This game in particular, I suicided my overlords, so I had to cut back on queens a little bit to make up for the fact that I lost him. I think I lose this overlord because he went overlord hunting, but normally this doesn't happen. I also stacked this overlord in to gain some more information because I haven't seen Starfire yet. So I see this Thirsty City, so I know what's going on now. For the Zerg build, like I said, 15 hatch, 16 pool, 17 gas, 3 queens. You want to take a third at 6 minutes. 6 minutes is your goal. If you're hitting that timing, it's really good. And after your third, you can start getting your gases going. So in a second, I'm about to start getting mining gas again, and I start my second gas as well. Like 2 seconds. There it is, and there it is. Okay. So that's the build up to this point. Now I'm going to talk about overlords again. Overlord positioning, I learned this from Scarlet a long time ago. You can really spread out your overlords like crazy against Terran. Like you want one each attack path, so ideally I want one over here, which I'm pretty sure I have an overlord. Yep, this one's going up here. This says like if any Hellions try to run by you, you always see where they are at all times. So I know if he's coming from here, I know if he's coming from here or here. I know where his iron position is. And the Terran's not going to send like a handful of Marines across the map to kill some overlords out on your side of the map. It's way too risky. They're going to die in all in if they do that. So sending these overlords out a little bit just helps you immensely. You want it like a little bit farther away from your creep. So like this is probably a good distance, maybe a little closer, but not much. You just want a little bit of extra vision. Creep tumor wise, you just want every path obviously, but I also try to connect my main and my natural. I'm gonna send this one up here, then down here. So yeah, I guess that's it for the vision wise. Alright, let's continue. So yeah, cut one queen because I lost those overlords. But I just make another one a little bit later, and everything's right in the world. But right when you start your lair, you only get your 3rd and 4th gases because a lair requires 4 gases minimum. You also start your Baleen Nest and your Evo Chambers roughly 30 seconds after you start your lair. This is because Baleen speed is required, and I personally like to go upgrades before, upgrades after lair, just as the way it works out better. And I have Baleens by the time his push comes out. Like say, most turn pushes hit at 9:30, so you want Baleens for that time, and my Baleen Nest is done for that time, and everything's all set. I also have my lair for the 9:30 push again, for Cloak Banshees, I can create an Overseer. Also, they do a 2-base push with a lot of medevac dropping. You want a quick lair so you can get a Spire to start dealing with that at some point. Like, initially you're not going to have mutas, but eventually it's going to have like a time limit on that drop play if you go lair first. So I've always been a huge fan of lair first compared to upgrades first. In this game in particular, the new like build that everyone's doing, they cut upgrades for a while. You get quick armoring and Cloak Banshees and medevac. The idea is that they drop their Marines in your main, then send their Hellions into your natural. The fact that I had vision in this from the start makes it a lot easier to hold. Like, look at my Overlord spread. Let's look at the game from my map vision. I have full view of my main, so there's no way in hell he's going to drop me my main without me seeing it. And they usually don't push the 3rd in this scenario. They usually go for your natural and your main. Obviously I could improve. I could put an Overlord here, but yeah, you get the gist. I also have a Link as 3rd chilling. Occasionally I take this 3rd, but not really, not too often. Alright, so let's go over this. The actual push. So this push hits at 9:30. Basically the timing is when the medevac arrives. So you see I morphed in 7 Banelings. You don't need a lot of Banelings, like you want more Lings than Banelings than anything else, but you do want some Banelings. Banelings are there to deal with the Marines, and they help against Hellbats as well, but you do want a lot of Lings. So any pressure similar to this, like basically any 2-base Helen, you want to grab as many Queens as possible and bring them together. Queens are amazing at defense in the early game. They kill the medevacs when your Lings and Banelings can't do anything. They also transfuse and buy time like crazy. Like Hellbats take forever to kill Queens if you micro them properly. So, right away. Alright, I see this. Morphin Overseer, so I know it's pressure. I don't know what it is. It could be Widowmine, it could be Banshee, no one know yet. But I immediately start getting a Queen, bring this Queen down together. I'm making Lings, Banelings, and I also get Baneling speed. And I should start Aspire in a second. And at this point, I kind of know what it is, because I see the medevac, I see the Hellions, and this is 8 Hellions is more than normal. Typically, you have 6 Hellions when you're doing stuff like this. Well, like early game pressure, like creep spreading, they just get 6 Hellions and 2 Widowmines after that. So seeing the 8 Hellions basically signifies this is an aggressive build. So I just need to defend it, and I should be in good position. So yeah, continue just making nothing but Lings and Banelings. The Lings are here to help deal with this. The Banelings are here to deal with the Marines. So right now, these Queens are here to pressure away the Hellions, and I send my Lings up north. Ling and Baneling up north. Like, you have to split up your shit a little bit to deal with this. He actually morphed his Hellions and Hellbats quicker than normal. And I had my Lings and Banelings in position quick enough where he couldn't run into my mirror line and do damage. The whole idea of this push, he is on 3 CC, so he's trying to do eco damage. You need to protect your drones at all costs. That's what you're trying to defend. He's not trying to kill you. He's not going to kill a hatchery. He's not going to kill any buildings with this push. He's just trying to kill drones. So, basically that's all I care about right now, is defending that. Now he's going to group his shit up. Now this is another important part. I'll show you the micro, which matters here. Alright, looking at the way he positions his Hellbats and his Marines. He puts his Hellbats in front and Marines in the back. Your Lings want to be on the Marines. Your Banelings want to be on the Hellbats, and your Queens want to be on the medevac. That's how you want to micro this. So, I'm going to do a slow motion. I send my Lings around, and they go after the Marines. Just simply by doing that, makes it the Hellbats don't do as much damage as they normally would, because normally they rape Lings. So, yeah. Also, here's the Spire I was talking about. Once I saw the medevac, I tried to jump the Spire as quick as possible. I'm only on 4 gases, so I can't get a lot of mutas, but just all I need is like 5 mutas to do, just to make them stop dropping you constantly. If you don't get those mutas, he'll just non-stop drop you, and you'll just eventually do too much damage and you'll lose. So here's just follow up. So I held off pretty decent. I consider myself in a pretty dang good position. I just droned up, so I'm at 77 drones. I have full eco. After you hold off any pressure, basically the next step is to get to the mid game. So the mid game, first you want 16 drones on your mirror line. Then you take your macro hatch, take your 4th, and you get your 56 gas. That's like your next step. If you do it earlier than that, you're not getting enough minerals, like ideally. So yeah, that's basically the goal when you take your 3rd. You first full saturation of mirror line, then you start macro hatch, gas, and drone, and 4th. So you see me doing that. I even drone up hard because I held it off so easily. You see me taking the 4th. There's the 4th I talked about. At this point in the game, it's the mid game. I've got out of the early game without getting absolutely fucked. I've got okay creep spread, nothing like amazing, but I have a very good drone lead. I have good, everything's all set up. I have all my infrastructure. I have my mutas, I have my bandwidth speed, I have my upgrades. So I'm starting at 2-2 and +1, while he's just starting his 1-0. He should be starting 1-1, but it's a mistake. And he's just landing his 3rd. So that's when you know you're in a good position. And to push yourself further in advance. So this point of the game, you can't kill a Terran. Nothing you can do is going to cause him to die. Like, mutilating Baneling is not good off creep. So your goal with mutilating Baneling is just to defend, get to Hive, get to Altars, and push across, and deal with his 2 pushes that are typical when they are doing bioplay. The 2 pushes typically happen when 1-1 finishes and 2-2 finishes. In standard game, it's 11:30 and like 14 minutes. But obviously it changes because we had a different opener than normal. So I'm just going to keep playing defense until I get Hive tech. But what you can do is, though, is send a group of Lings to their 4th, morph some Banelings, and run them in. This little group of Banelings kill off 14 workers. Like, that's a huge fucking thing you can do. And it's so simple. Just send the 4 Lings across the map, make some Banelings, and right click on the mirror line. It doesn't require a lot of micro, it doesn't require anything, it's just something you can do. Yeah, muted harass is like the typical stuff, but like muted harass, everyone's been dealing with it for so long that they're just so good at dealing with it. Like, you'll see my mutas basically do nothing this game, because he's got good turret positioning. But my Lings, they do a lot. So that even though group of 8 Lings kill off a turret, kill some SCVs, and disrupted mining time. Like, that's huge. Like, just for a couple Lings. Lings are basically free at this point in the game. Alright. Now let's talk about map vision. On this map in particular, there's basically 4 attack paths. This attack path, this one, and this one. This one, I consider the same thing as this, because they're not going to go this way, they're going to go this way. So you want Lings in position. Overlords do the same purpose, but Overlords can die and they're more expensive. So Lings just quickly get to each spot on the map. I should be sending one more this way in a second. It's just, you want to have vision of where your opponent is going. And see how your muted positioning is pretty important. Like a second ago, you saw my overlord. My overlord spread is covered basically all on the bottom, so I still my mute is at the top. This is where the most likely positioning is going to pressure me is my 4th and drop, because that's the least amount of vision I have on the map. So I want to keep my mules on that side of the map to deal with any harass or drop. Like I really don't have that much vision on this side of the map, so I want to keep my mules up north as much as possible. And I don't really care about harassing his 3rd. I have a solid 4th and going to hive. I consider myself in a very good position. Alright, now let's talk about micro. For engagements. Let's go back like that. 20 seconds. I didn't even micro this perfectly or anything, but I did a good enough job where it's okay. So I see he's attacking me. I bring all my units up here. I more some banelings. I have some, but I want more. Here we go. See right there? I just boxed about half my army and pulled them forward and right clicked right here. Another half the army is still morphing banelings and a bunch of lings. So these lings, they're not on attack move, they're on move command. See, they're not even attacking, they're just going. They're there to trigger the widow mines. See, his widow mines didn't really that make a connection, just because I sent some links in advance. So now all he has is just Marine, Marauder, and Medevac. That's awful versus banelings. So these 13 banelings by themselves can just win the battle. The only thing I need to do is micro them against the Marauders. So you'll see, it's hard to tell, but I'm clicking on like my banelings right now, and I'm pulling them forward so they don't hit the Marauders. So like yeah, it's like a little bit hard to do, but it's pretty easy. Just box your banelings and pull them forward. Box your banelings, pull them forward. Alright, and that's the fight. At this point the game is basically over. I'm gonna keep pressuring him because I can, but I don't really care about anything. I'm not expecting to kill him at this point, I'm just expecting to hold him back while I take up the hive. Obviously any damage I can do is great, but I don't expect to win right here. Alright, so hive finish while it's pushing out. In the second hive finishes, you want to start your 3-3, Adrenaline Glands, Ultra Cavern, and continue with your immune upgrades. Ultras are basically the reason why Bio is bad in the late game, because Ultras are just so much better. They can deal with everything correctly. Oh, also I left some banelings and links back here, but it's not too important. But Ultras win games. They allow you to push off creep, and they let you they're also really good at defense. Like, leave you one Ultra at home, you can hold off a whole drop by himself. So yeah. Late game, my goal is team to get 5th while my money runs out. I go Ultras first, so I'm making a few Ultras, then following up and following up with Great Aspire. So, Terran can beat Ultras, but they can't beat like Ultra Broodlord. They can't switch back and forth. They don't have the tools to deal with both of them. Like, to beat Ultras, they want Thors, they want Marauders, they want... That's basically it. Like, they want like a lot of that. But against Broodlords, they need Vikings. So they can't just like switch like, back and forth. They can't make both army compositions to deal with their ship. So your goal in the late game is to pressure and move one thing, move back, then remax and pressure them again with another thing. So that's what I'm basically doing. I've started my Broodlord nest. So right when he sees my Broodlords, I make that next pressure. He should start preparing for Ultras, and I'm gonna come in again with Chiroptera Broodlord. Okay. Again, pull half my army forward, trigger the Widow Mines, and send the rest in right afterwards. I also want to continue getting your air upgrades. Air upgrades are very good. Alright, so this is what I was talking about. I started You've seen the Ultras. I've done a lot of damage with this push. And now I'm trying to remax with Corrupted Broodlord. That's my follow-up push. If I just stick to this army composition, eventually he's going to be able to trade out with me and kill it. Okay, kill this base. Kill off the gold because you can't do anything about it. And the game's over. GG's in a second. So yeah. So even if he somehow miraculously kills off this army, my next push is coming with Broodlords. How the fuck is he supposed to do with Broodlords? Like, the only thing he can do is really drop the shit out of you. So that's why I'm leaving links to get my bases. Like, this is a good spot. I'm defending this spot more than anything else. I still have my mutas left over. I still have a bunch of Ling bailing. I can deal with it. But he can't deal with like a Broodlord army. It's basically you're like, I win move. Let's just look at units lost, go through everything. Say I out-microed him. I played overall better, I'd say. APM was pretty good. Had 80 drones at the end of the game. That's a great number. I typically go from like 60 to 70 to 80 throughout the game. Like that's like 3 steps, just depending on which bases I'm taking. Things I could have done better. I could have had more map vision on the top side of the base. You always can work on that. Injects were pretty good. I mean, this guy fucked up a bit. But I felt like my macros overall pretty decent. I had good upgrades. I think I had better upgrades on the Terran, which is rare. I had good drop defense. I didn't have any bad army compositions. I always had my overseers. Overseers are very important. Don't be afraid to make a couple extra. I made 3 during this game. 50 minerals, 50 gas, who cares? Just make them. It's terrible if you forget them and like you do an engagement, you don't clear up the little mines afterwards. It just leads to so much hassle that you can't deal with eventually. I guess that's basically it. So, lastly, if you did deal with the Broodlord army, I would follow it up with I would turtle up a bit. He would probably be on like 4 to 5 bases at this point. I'd probably be on 6 bases. There's an ultra late game. I would go for a composition of Queen, Infestor, Ultra, and Broodlord, and Lings. Just throw them in there, just they're free. Usually at that point in the game, if you're on 2, 4, I'm at 5 bases, I'd probably take a 6 by that point. So you're on 6 bases, that's a lot of gas. So you can afford that much late game tech. And it's pretty damn hard for a Terran to deal with like that Dream army, like the Dream. Infestor. It's also very hard to micro it, but you want to hotkey your Ultras, Lings, Queens together. I'll do 1. And then second one would be your Infestors. And then your third hotkey would be, I basically do Broodlords. I 8-click them in a direction. I make them a little bit, but like spread them out, but not that much. Then I put my Corruptors on 3. Corruptors are with the Overseers. So it's Corruptor and Overseers on 3. Infestors on 2. Ultra, Ling, Queen on 1. That way, you don't keep Infestors and Queens on the same hotkey, so you don't have to tab through to do the spells for Transfuse and Fungal. You just have 2 separate ones. And you're mostly just microing at that point. You're mostly microing just the Infestors. You're just moving them back and forth, make sure they don't run in front of everything. You're fungaling. You're microing your other shit a little bit by like box and stuff, but the majority of your micro is focused on the Infestors in the late game. Other than that, not much else to say. I hope this helped. I hope everyone understands what I'm talking about. If there's any questions, just message me at any point. Glad to help. But I do want to do more of these videos because I don't want to keep explaining the same things over and over and over to people. I'll try to make 1 for each build that people do. I think I'll do 1 for against Mech. I'll do 1 against Protoss. Zerg, I'm not too comfortable with. ZvT is not my forte. I've never been amazing at it. Obviously, I'm better than most people, but I don't consider it my best matchup. So I'm not sure if I'll do a video on ZvT. I might do the one on Muta versus Muta because I am extremely good at Muta versus Muta. But when it comes to Roach to Roach, I've always been pretty damn bad at it. Okay. Hope this helps. Take care.